Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Zulu. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Tim. How you doing today, sir?
Doing very good. How about yourself?
Getting through it, as we all are. So, Mr. Tim,
Right.
if you don't mind telling me, when did you decide to join the Army?
Oh man. Um, Sounds pretty cliche, but I was one of those kids that kind of like grew up wanting to join the army. Didn't really have an idea of what in particular I wanted to do, but I joined in 2016. Uh, Went to basic at Fort Benning, and I decided to be a tanker. And I don't know why I decided to be a tanker, but it just sounded pretty badass at the time. So I just did that. And most people say, they saw the movie Fury and decided to do it. I didn't see Fury until like 2 years after I was a tanker. So
I think we
it was one of those
watched.
things that just no clue.
Yeah, I think we watched Fury in Iraq, if I recall correctly. But we'll get there. Okay, I do remember you
Yeah.
were you were Alpha Company, right? Alpha was at 181.
I was in Bravo,
Oh, so that means you're the
Bulldog
cycle after
Bravo.
me. So it means
Yeah.
okay. And then what month did you get to the unit?
Um, in basic, August. So it was like humid as hell.
Was it August to that'd be what, January, February time frame?
December. It was like right at the beginning of December.
Oh,
Um, it was like a week after my birthday, so it had to be December. Yeah.
and then you got to good old 135.
Man, Fort Bliss. I miss it.
We all do to a certain degree. All
It's like,
right. What'd you think of
yeah.
what company did you go to? Which platoon did you go to? And how was your first? What was it? 4 months?
Just about before we um trying to remember time frames. But yeah, I went 135. We were in Bravo Company and first platoon. And back then, first platoon was completely different than what first platoon was when I left.
Well, I did not get
It's
to experience that
completely
first platoon because I was in Alpha at the time.
yeah, you know who my first TC was, so it was very aggressive. I wouldn't say hostile. Um,
It was Yingling, right?
I wasn't really. Yeah,
Oh God, that guy's. Anyway. All right, that means
he
we
was a
lead up.
tough guy, and
Yeah.
he taught tough lessons that some people just needed to learn, and I was one of those people who needed to learn those tough lessons. And you know what? I'm not saying anything negative about that. I thought I took a positive mindset from it.
Well, that's better than most people. That mean was it? We
Yeah,
went to Gunnery and was that February, late February, 2017.
yeah, it had to be February.
And you were, what is it, a driver?
Yeah, I was a driver for him. I think for the remainder of that year until they moved him to, I want to say second platoon. I couldn't remember.
Oh, so what'd you think of Gunnery as your first time as a driver?
I thought it was a dope experience. I was the new guy, so I had to do all the new shit. Actually, there was a cycle that came in after me, so I wasn't new, but I was still new. So, doing all the details, doing all the little bitch work. And am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just doing all the bitch work and um, experiencing some people who were gunners who probably shouldn't have been gunners.
No shit.
Um, but um, no, looking back on it, it was a fun experience. It was different because we had that. we had a sandstorm roll in on like the first 2 days, didn't we? That we were out there.
I remember something. Yeah, I just remember the big winds when we left when we first got to 83 and it blew all the fucking tents over.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, I fell off a tank for my first time on that one.
That's not fun.
So
Happens to all of us
yeah,
eventually.
I fell off my tank, and I remember Sergeant Yingling. He was like, "Hey man, you good?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my helmet." And he's like, "All right, cool. You're not broken?" Yeah. All right. And that's it. We moved on.
Which I can
Oh,
understand. That shit always happens.
yeah.
What?
Now I'm feeling it in my back now that I'm old.
Yeah, I'm still working on mine. Even though I did a little bit longer time than you did, but I'm. Oof. Anyway, all right. That means it led into strike focus. I remember correctly. And that was what, April? Yeah, because we finished up in
April.
March. Yeah, April 2017. I remember you guys went out on a
Hmm.
screen line because one of your guys decided to be stupid. Can't remember what reason.
Um, I honestly couldn't tell you. Most of that was Cabral Drive here. Oh man, there's my last name, so I'm not anonymous anymore. But it was just a lot of like, move here, drive this. What are we doing? It's none of your business. So it kind of like I don't remember a lot because I wasn't very involved,
You're
which
being
kind of
the
sucked.
driver. Driver turn left. Driver
Yeah,
turn right.
that's it.
Driver back up. Driver back up. What? Why are you still moving?
Yeah, exactly.
All the same things that we said later on. Going. Now I know why I hate drivers.
Yeah, exactly.
How was driving the tank
But
through the chia
yeah,
pets?
for the first time, it was kind of intimidating, um, because they looked way bigger than they actually were. You get outside the tank and you're like, "Whoa, these are just bushes. What am I doing?" But I found out that they were pretty dangerous, throwing track. But I had an experienced TC at the time, so he knew how to exactly drive it back on.
Oh, so you
But
threw track.
that's every driver does. So that was always fun. And I think what was that after that? That was Iron Focus,
The
which
Iron Focus. I was back in a line platoon at that time, but I didn't pay attention to Bravo because you know how it usually is when you're in Alpha company. You say Bravo's garbage. When you're in Bravo, you say Alpha's garbage.
yeah, it's just the company rivalries.
Yeah, I don't
It's what
remember.
kept us going.
Yeah. When in doubt, we hate each other.
You just got to do better than your rivals, and then that's all you have to do. But yeah,
All right, and that leads into
yeah.
NTC.
Oh, whoa, before that, I got to talk about Iron Focus. This is on my notes. I wanted to talk about this.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Fire and adjust.
The reason I brought in the throwing track and having an experienced TC, knowing that to be able to walk it back on, is because at Iron Focus I had a new TC, and he was fairly new, and I'll give this guy some grace that he's still learning. He's still a new TC, and I had a brand new gunner who was also learning, and I had a loader who was also learning,
Oh
and I am
fuck.
still a new driver. so, so we ended up, oh man, we were in full mop attacking this position or whatever. And my TC, we're sitting in this defensive position, and he's like, you know what? I think I see something on the other side of those two chia pets. That would be a better position for us. And I'm like, okay, maybe. So we're driving a little bit, and I see this monster of a chia pet that I've never seen before. So I immediately start going around it, and he's like, hey man, what are you doing? Go straight. I'm like, that's a scary chia pet. I don't think we can handle that, Sarge. And he's like, I'm the fucking TC, so we're gonna fucking go over it. You hear me? Or I'm gonna smoke the dog shit out of you. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go over the Chia Pet. Well, that's where we throw track inwards on both sides,
Oh,
where we were stuck for 5 days. And then we get to the end where we're black on MREs, black on water. The entire mechanic platoon is out there. And we are sucking balls trying to get this tank up. And I remember the worst part was when we had a guy on the other side of. He was in charge of First Sergeant's track, and we kept sending him Blue Force messages and radio calls, being like, "Hey, we're black on water. Can we get something out here? We're almost out of food. Like we're gonna die." And he just said, "Roger," all the time, "Roger."
oh wait,
So
this.
we get back, and once everything's, yeah, you know who this is.
Oh dear God. Oh, oh man.
Yes.
Fuck that.
So
Genius.
yeah. Once I get back, I find out that I'm not gonna say his name, but man, this asshole, I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey, dude, what the hell? Why didn't you tell anyone that we were black on water or black on MREs?" He was like, "Oh, I didn't think it was important." He's like, "Honestly, I don't care because I'm getting chaptered anyways." And that is the first time I ever struck a soldier. And the first sergeant was right behind me saying that never happened. So I think that was pretty dope.
Wait, this Iron Focus, that was what, May? In 2017?
Maybe. Yeah, I would have to be May because we started leaving for NTC during June or July.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that. God, I hate doing Railhead.
Yeah, Bliss was like 110 around that time.
Yeah, I can still find all my pictures, and I just look so distraught at the end of it. Just
Yeah.
absolutely worn out.
I started showing my wife some of the pictures, and she's just like, "Man, you look so depressed." And I was like, "I was happy." That is my happy pictures.
Yeah, she didn't really. Thankfully, didn't show her any. Anyway, all right. So that's after Iron Focus is done with. Then, did you participate in any sustainment gunneries right before NTC?
Yeah, I did the sustainment gunnery right before NTC, which was actually not that bad. I had a good time on that one.
Were you out there with me?
We had
Because
a
I was
brand
with
new PL.
because I remember I was with what? Staff Sergeant Diggs, Stouffer, and myself, and fuck, I can't remember that new guy's name. I think you were out there with was it on range 66?
Yeah, it had we had to be there because I was with our new LT. He was straight from West Point.
Oh. Oh, that's
Yeah.
always a great thing to have.
You know, he
Okay.
wasn't that bad at the dude. He kind of accepted the hazing. We were like, oh man, we were on a table and he was like, "Is this the part where you guys blow up my PC?" And we're like, "Sir, how do you know about this stuff?" And he's like, "I know plenty. Here's my hat." We're like, "This isn't even fun anymore."
I don't want to do it now. The whole point of like shooting the brand new PL's PC is stealing it from him when he doesn't like it. We'll get to that story a little bit later. And I do that was a good one. All right, that means we got NTC 2017, the first time you went.
Mhm.
So how was
I'm
it?
trying to remember how it felt because it sucked because I was on KP almost every single day. And then we go to the box where I loved it because I wasn't on KP.
So that means you were on the 1-1 track at that time, correct?
No, I can't remember where I was.
Were you with
It's
Faust?
so hazy. You're right. I was on the six tank. That's when me and Hoover got moved to the six tank. Was right before we rolled out. They were like, "Hey, you guys are gonna be the CO's driver and loader," And we were like, so what about first platoon? They're like, no more first platoon. And we were heartbroken because we felt like
We
it
belong
was like a
there.
weird breakup. It felt like a weird breakup.
Yeah, I
That
know
was
how
my
it
first
goes.
experience of being moved, yeah. So,
Yeah.
no, that was cool. It was different because the CO was like, because that was Gibbs, and he was like, bro, you're on my tank, so that means you know how to drive, right? And that was the first time I ever experienced not taking commands while driving. I just kind of had to
Wing it.
make decisions on my own. So it was weird.
Then after a while, you're like, I like this.
Yeah, it, I
Until
think
you almost run off a
that's when I
cliff.
found out yeah, we did slam into a wadi,
Oh,
which I am now trying to claim on my VA, but they're saying it's not service related.
oh,
So
motherfucker.
we'll find out.
Well, hopefully it goes well for you, man.
It's a battle.
Yeah, I haven't even started mine. But anyway. Alright, so usually it
Yeah,
is.
I would just say the positive that came from that would be like learning that I could be thrown into the fire and adapt on my own.
Yeah, sink
Either
or
we all
swim.
die or we all figure it out.
Yeah, it took me a long time to learn that one.
NTC is kind of fuzzy.
Well, I mean, it was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I
It's
only
crazy, like trying to think back on things. You're like, damn, I graduated like 10 years ago. What the hell?
Yeah, just what is this? I think the only reason why I remember
Yeah.
that NTC was because I had Staff Sergeant Schiff as my tank commander. That guy was an asshole. It's the only reason why I remember it so well.
Oh yeah.
And I had Nesbitt as my
Mhm.
driver because I was his gunner. But anyway, that doesn't. Enough of,
So that sounds like fun.
no. All right.
It's all coming back to me. We had, oh man, the end of NTC sucked the worst.
Were you
'Cause
stuck
they
on Yuma?
offered, they were like, hey, no, we had tanks that were broken and they had to be fixed before they could get on the train. And they like offered, like, you could get 4 more days of extra leave to take leave when we get back, or if you stay behind. Are there any volunteers? My dumb ass volunteers because I'm like, 4 extra days, why not? And man, those tanks were so broken.
And
Like we were there for like 48 hours, and it got to the point where me and Sergeant Bergman were like, man, I don't even want to walk back to the tent. I'm just gonna sleep on the tank.
yeah, and the problem back then is you knew so little, so you're just going like it's a tank. I hit master power. Master power doesn't
Yeah.
do anything.
What do I do?
Mechanic, come fix. And mechanic's like,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I just made PFC too, so
Oh, so everyone thought you were high
good
speed.
times. No.
You're still retarded. Oh.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, right after the NTC we had leave, and then we went to Saudi, and that's where I came over to Bravo.
Kuwait.
Yeah, but I came over to Bravo right before I think we went on leave, and then we all get to Kuwait October November time frame. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got slammed in the second platoon.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good times.
Fuck that. Fuck every fucking leadership in that fucking platoon. Fuck them. Except for
Yeah.
Swindell. He was cool.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't come out to see you guys until Iraq, right?
Yeah, you were attached to us. Well, we'll get to Iraq. We got to get to the first part of Kuwait. So what'd you think
All
of
I
Kuwait?
remember from Kuwait is suffering. Sweating and suffering is all I remember. No, there were some fun parts about Kuwait. there was a time when me and Hoover found a couch, so we like stole it. No, sorry, tactically acquired this couch, and we took it all the way to our tent without anyone
Oh,
batting an eye.
dude, remember when fucking Bank would snore and everyone just throw shit at him?
Oh yeah, I I really remember Bank because I don't know what it was, but it became my sole purpose in life to survive Kuwait by just talking so much shit on him. I feel bad about it now. I'm thinking back on like some of the things I say. So I hope he doesn't, carry that with him. I
Yeah,
should
but
probably message him and apologize.
you're out of the army now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the civilian emotion heart is coming to me. So my dog's barking. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I do
But
I do remember, was it that gunnery taking forever when we first got there?
yeah, it was like a 3 week gunnery, and I remember asking, since I was on the sixth tank, I was like, "Hey, sir, why is this gunnery taking forever?" And he's like, "Well, on the books, we have all this time. Why not use it for training?" And I was like, "Okay, what about the off the books part?" And he's like, "Our leadership is retarded." I was like, "Roger that, sir."
Yeah, like I just remember the endless sand. Nothing. I
Yep.
hated Camp Beering. Hated that place.
I feel like there, yeah, I feel like there still might be like sand follicles somewhere in like my deep orifices. It's just hanging on.
Somehow. Did you
Yeah.
participate in the was that flagpole Califax with the Kuwaitis?
I participated in the first part of training, and I don't know if you remember, but that's when my mom got shot.
Oh, that's right. And you flew back, and then while you were
Yeah.
back,
hmm
wasn't there like something came on the news about someone named Cabral?
Okay, so there was another guy with the same last name as me, which is funny because this goes way back. Me and this dude went to the same middle school and the same high school together. We knew each other. We had the same last name. People would get us always confused. And then we ended up joining the army, and for some reason, we were both in 135. So it was really weird that this guy just kind of like followed my life. But he was an 11 Bravo, and he had a roommate. They ended up staying behind from deployment. They were on rear D.
What a
But
bitch.
apparently his roommate was saying like, "Oh, when everyone gets back, because they hazed us so much, I'm gonna shoot up the company." And so uh, the other Cabral, not me, decided to kill his roommate instead of report him to the police. And now he's in prison. But when I got there, so I think Laz was my gunner at the time, and he ends up calling me, and he's like, hey man, did you fucking shoot someone? I'm like, no. What? He's like, well, like I know your mom got shot, so did you take vengeance? And I'm like, I'm at the hospital right now. I don't have time to be going Punisher on people. So, um, yeah, that was really funny.
All
I had
right.
maybe like four people from the company call me about that.
I think I heard about it like right before you got back. And I was going,
hmm
he? I mean, he's from California. I don't think he would shoot people. He thinks guns are illegal.
Okay, okay.
Not now, but back then.
The the gang state. You're right.
Yeah, because I did say a lot of wild things back then.
Yeah,
A lot of.
I remember. I firmly remember a lot of the things you would say.
But some of it was funny, some of it was. Anyways, that leads us to, was it the train up for Iraq and then finally going?
The train up for Iraq was fun. What was beforehand? This is actually a funny story. Uh, you know, CO tells us he's like, hey man, we're going to Iraq. You guys might like want to start calling your families just to let them know like you're going to Iraq or Syria, yada yada yada. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I call my dad and I'm like, hey dad, I'm just want to let you know, don't freak out or anything, but we're going to Iraq. You know, it is what it is. And he's like, Mijo, no, no, don't go to Iraq. Tell him no. And I'm like, why the hell would I tell him no? I grew up watching Black Hawk Down and all these movies. Why the hell not would I want to be in combat, which we never did, but it is what it is. But um, you know, I was like, oh man, this is the Super Bowl. I can't wait to go. And so then I call my mom and I'm like, hey mom, I'm going to Iraq. She's like, okay. I'm like, you're not sad or crying or anything? She's like, no, you're cool. And I was like, oh thank God. So I just had to deal with my crying dad. That's just a really funny story to me.
Usually it's like the opposite. Your dad just goes, well, be safe. And your mom's one going, ah. I don't even think I
It's really
told
funny.
mine.
Yeah, there was. I think you were on the list of people that were like, or I don't even know if that was a list, but I remember someone coming back and be like, "Hey, who didn't call their parents and tell them that they were deploying or going to Iraq?" And it turned into like a big old thing.
Yeah, I don't think I told him because I was like, nah, I already know how my mom and dad are going to be. I'd rather get there then call and tell them.
Right.
Hey, I'm here. What? You're here? Oh my God.
Or just wait until you get back. I remember Campbell. He didn't even tell his family. He came back and he was like talking about it, and he like slipped through his like dinner conversation that he was in Syria, and they were like, "You were in Syria?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys."
Yeah, space my mind. All right, so then we got to Iraq in April, I think, 2018.
April. I want to say March, April. Yeah, around that time frame.
Yeah, a few years ago at this point. Replaced third platoon.
Semantics.
Yeah, replaced. I remember replacing third platoon with the particular platoon sergeant who was a raging ass.
It was
Yeah, third
A.
platoon. Third platoon. Yeah, Staff Sergeant A. I remember like seeing
Both of
DeRocher and
them.
all of them. They just looked just so beaten down. Like,
Yeah, they were beat. Because they started telling us stories about what they were happened over there, and we had. I'm not gonna put any names on anyone. We had one threatening to shoot people, and we had one threatening to kill himself. So you had two people running around with no ammo, and that's probably like the last place on earth I want to be running around with no gun on me. But
yeah. So I think that kind of made it worse for us because since we were green as grass still, we are going like, oh,
mhm.
this is awesome.
We were like, how bad is this place? So how what's gonna happen to us? And it's like we were there. We had the time of our life over there.
Yeah. Was it wake up at like what was it 8? No, like 7:30. Go to the DFAC for breakfast. Have fun.
Yeah, that's if anyone wanted to get breakfast.
Which that was
Because I
like,
remember me and Jen were always up going to breakfast. Hardly anyone else would join us.
yeah. Then we'd walk out to the Max Pros. Was it? Were you on the one truck or the two truck?
Three truck.
Oh, that's right. It was the you and Jen show.
Yeah, because Faust was on there, and then they were like, "Hey, Faust, you have talk experience," and they took him on like the second day, and they were like, PFC Cabral specialist Jen. Oh, you guys have enough experience. You could run a truck on your own."
No, they also took Burnett because
And
Burnett was with us.
yep, they took him for night shift.
And then, oh, I remember our first like little going through the air, going through Taji with her trucks, and Burnett just getting
Yeah.
lost as fuck.
Yeah. It turned like a, oh man, what was it? I want to say it was supposed to only take us like 30 minutes, but we didn't come back for like 2 hours.
Yeah, because he was being the LT, basically just getting lost.
Yeah,
Lost
it
in the
was
sauce.
fun because like what was it? Everyone was over the radios, just like cussing and getting mad. And me and Jenna are in our truck. We're listening to Katy Perry and just like chilling.
Yeah. I was back on the Ford truck.
Yeah.
It just sitting there going, "What in the hell?" And then was that? I remember us playing like spades, Uno, watching movies most of the time.
Yeah, I had my 3DS and there was like threats of violence all the time. I would just look up and be like, "Doesn't involve me." Go back to work.
Dude, I remember the Peel and platoon sergeant. What is it? Swinney, when we did the training with the Aussies, and they would with their M9s, they'd have them loaded and they'd be pointing them at each other.
Hell yeah. They're just constantly like walking up to each other and racking around, pointing it at each other. And I'm just like, what is this? Someone's gonna get shot.
What?
Luckily, it
How?
never happened.
Yeah, but
But I remember then it started bleeding into us. We started doing it in that QRF tent where we'd start racking rounds at each other.
they kicked us out because we were too loud, even though we had no place else to go. Then they set a tent up for us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because we were inside in the AC for like 2 days, and then they got the AC fixed in the tent. And they were like, "Get out!" Yeah.
Go where the peasants stay. Oh,
Right. No, Iraq was fun. What was it? We were getting in line for fuel or wash rack or something, or to wash the trucks. I can't remember in particular, but we're waiting in line, and everyone's coming up over the radio with their music, and I think yours was coming over like classic rock, and then someone else's truck, was it the one truck, they were playing like rap, and then me and Gentili come up over the radio and we're playing like Taylor Swift or something stupid. And they're like, "Who the hell was that? Who's listening to that shit?" And they were like, "There's only one truck that would listen to some buffoonery like that."
Yeah, yeah. And then
So me and Gentili were always partying.
yeah, that was fun. I I think back on our 2 months time in Iraq as a very favorable experience.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember
And
another one
it's
where?
kind of funny.
Well, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Uh, the one time Bank started saying dumb shit on the radio, and he was in my truck, and we. Well,
Oh yeah, he wasn't. It wasn't even his first day in Iraq because him and Hoover came to reinforce us. So they, so Bank is in your. I think he's in your truck.
yeah,
with
he was in
Hoover.
mine.
And Bank started. We were bantering over the radio because we all got close that way, and then Bank decided to start talking because he felt like he could be that close to us. But
Bank never
he
could
was
be.
sorely mistaken. I came up over the radio and I was like, everyone in vote to take away what was it, Snaggletooth's special Snaggletooth's comms away from him. And then everyone came up over the I. And then whatever happened on your truck, I think you pointed at Hoover to tell him to do it, and then Hoover just ripped it out of the J box
Yeah.
and destroyed the J box.
No, he fucked the cable. The cable, and then as we're going back to the choose, Bank is stressing the fuck out trying to put it back on, like the whole time.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times,
But,
but bad. Unfortunately, it had to be in Iraq for us
Yeah.
to have that happen. Platoon net is always
Which is
fun.
really weird.
Yeah.
There's
100%.
so when I'm at church, we have like men's groups, and we used to have a veteran group. That kind of smoothed out a little bit, but we'll talk about our experiences, and I'll be talking to like some of the civilians. I guess I'm a civilian now too, so we're all civilians talking, but us veterans. But I'll say like I was like, oh yeah, I was in Iraq for a couple months. And someone was like, oh, I'm sorry. Is everything okay? I'm just like, that was a great time. That was the best part of my deployment.
Almost, you
And
could
they're always
almost,
confused.
or you could almost say it's like the best part of your army career.
I would I would say so. Um, I remember the funniest thing. I think the one truck started rolling, and who was it? I want to
Mindy,
say Carter.
Mindy, Carter, and
Carter or Mindy.
Sire.
Yeah, but I think Carter forgot to turn the radio on. Um, and so everyone was trying to get a hold of the one while we were on our way to the DFAC, and no one could get a hold of him. And I think I came up over the radio and I did like the Verizon. I was like, thank you
Oh
for
yeah.
calling Verizon Wireless. Jefferson cannot be reached at the moment. Please dial again. And Sergeant Swindell came over and he was like,
Who the
who
fuck
the
is
hell
that?
has yeah, he was like, who the fuck has that recorded? And I was like, this is not a recording. And he was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I
So I
just
kept
remembered
doing
one.
it, and he was like, Cabral, once we park, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna smuck the shit out of you. And I was like, all right, I'll stop.
Oh no, dude, that reminds me. The first day that we got there, um, Jen was it Carter was looking over one of the trucks for blinker fluid. Was it?
No, that was me.
Oh,
So
oh, oh. Okay, that was you.
I'll admit to this. I'll admit to this. It's okay. I tell this story all the time. It's kind of funny. So when we were in Kuwait, I put my brain in autopilot mode. There was a lot going on back home. There was like a lot going on, obviously in Kuwait, just working a lot. So I was like, you know what? That's it. Just gonna shut my mind down and go into autopilot. So there was no Cabral think. It was only Cabral do. Anytime anyone like told me to do something, I'd do it without a second thought. So once we were getting out of one of the Max Pros, Gentili was like, "Hey, Cabral, don't forget to check the blinker fluid, haha." And I was like, "Oh, got it." Not thinking that it was a joke or a prank or whatever. I just started looking for it. And then Carter walks up and I'm like, "Oh, Carter's an expert on these." I was like, "Hey, Carter, where's the blinker?" And that's where my mind switched out of autopilot mode for the remainder of the deployment. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, so
Because I was looking for it for like a good 10 minutes.
the best part about that is like I walked up to because I saw you climbing all over the engine. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? So I walk up and Jen tells me, I was like, Jen, what the fuck is Cabral doing? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, shh, he's looking for blinker fluid. And I was like, keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
And then Carter
Yep.
happened to walk over and be like, hey, do you need any help with anything? And that's where I was just like, ah, yes. Yes.
Here we go. Man, no one ever lived that down for like years. I'm just like, well, that's what I get for putting my brain on autopilot.
Never again. Well, then after that was
Right.
oh, we did have that scare where Lieutenant Jefferson and or the PL and platoon
That
sergeant
man's a
came out.
son of a bitch for that.
Oh yeah. Because like he
I know
came,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, they came screaming out of the talk, yelling at us that the BC just got attacked.
I don't think he said that. Oh no, that's what he said. He said that the BC was under attack and ISIS was spotted in the area. I want the He was like, I want the trucks up in like 5 fucking minutes, and we're like, shit, let's go. This is what we've been waiting for. Man, I remember like in my brain there was like, oh man, I'm scared, but I want this so bad. Like this is what I've wanted the whole time. Looking back on it now, like I was an idiot, but you know, I think everyone joins the military kind of expecting violence and maybe even wanting it because
Yeah.
no normal individual is like, I want to go join combat to make friends with everyone. So, um, what is it? Yeah, we get in the trucks, we get our trucks all ready and everything. And me and Jen are panicking because we're like, fuck, we don't even have a gun. And Jen was like, can I TC and shoot at the same time? And I was like, Jen, you could trust me to drive. So Jen jumps on the gun on top while I'm driving with no TC, just figuring it out. And we get to the point, and this motherfucker comes up over the radio going like, index.
Oh yeah, when he's so like, my side of that is entirely different because I had Jimenez who was brain dead and Barmo who was ultra brain dead, on my truck, and I'm just like, how in the fuck am I gonna keep these idiots? Like, one, I'm gonna gotta make sure Barmo actually engages whatever target he's supposed to, not just shoot us, and then Jimenez not hit anything.
Right.
And then Jimenez freaking out about like all the cars in the road. I was like, I don't give a fuck about them cars. We're in a big ass Max Pro. Fuck them.
Right.
I'm in a 26-ton truck. Fucking, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Fuck you. All right. So that means
I remember watching Mendy's truck. His like, cause he was on the Crow, right?
Yeah, he had the one truck,
and his 50 cal was like pointing at civilians, and he was pointing at cars, and I was like,
"Whoa,
oh, this is crazy." This is crazy.
Yeah, and then the LT came back. Index is like, I want to fucking stab you. I want to fucking stab you.
I think before we move on, I want to talk about something I always bring up with a lot of people. We did that mission. It was, if you even want to call it a mission, we delivered a bunch of blankets to the Iraq Guard, their army,
something like that.
And I was like driving the LMTV the whole time, and I'm like, Sergeant Burnett, why the fuck do we got to deliver blankets to these people? Like, this seems stupid. And we get there, and they're sleeping on fucking, like, what was it? Like bunk beds with like blankets 550 corded on top of them to keep them out of the rain. And man, that kind of like stuck with me. I was like, man, we go back home and we complain about like not getting our food fast enough, and these people are like, this is their military. This isn't just some random people. And they're sleeping like shit.
Yeah, they're sleeping like we were out in the field. And then after
that, yeah, that like humbled the shit out of me.
I don't think you ever told me that.
So were you not there? I thought you were there because Swinny came with us.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I think that's shit happens, as we all know. And that's also, memory has faded with time, unfortunately. All right, so that concludes.
But that's just kind of like something that stuck with me. That's weird.
Yeah, hey, certain things stick with certain people.
Yeah.
So that leads us up to, what is that? Is it we get back from our first deployment in June, July, August 2018? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I was the first to leave. I can't remember why. Because I left you guys behind. It was me and Sergeant Swinny. We were the only ones that left. But we came at the end of June because 4th of July was next week. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Damn, I didn't get back till July 5th. Hey, fuck you.
I didn't do much but other than drink.
I will drink my sorrows away.
Yeah.
So what platoon did you go?
Because that stuff was illegal over there.
Yeah. So what platoon did you go to after deployment?
I think I stuck with the 6th tank for one more, either gunnery or field, and then I got moved to, I want to say that's the start of 3rd platoon for me.
Yeah, because you went over with Sarnay.
Yep.
Now, that's part of
when I got moved to a gunner.
Yeah.
That was my first gunner position.
How'd you like being a gunner?
It was different. It was fun. It was different now telling people what to do instead of being told what to do. It's like a very fast switch. And
Yeah.
what really sucked is because none of my former gunners really focused on teaching me how to be a gunner. They mainly focused on teaching me how to be a driver or a loader. So I was trying to just like figure it out all by myself. I remember when I moved over there, my TC was like, "Hey man, do you know how to what was that? Bore sight? Yeah. Do you know how to bore sight?" I was like, "No." "Do you know how to outfast?" "No." "Do you know how to do this?" "No." He's like, "What do you know how to do?" And I was like, "I know how to drive and load." He's like, "Well, I guess I got to teach you from the ground up on how to gun." And you know, that was fun. But
Man.
who did I have under me? I think I got. It was very easy for me to do that. It was different but easy because who did I get? Hutchinson. Was that his name? He was my first driver. And that dude was the smartest driver I've ever had.
Well, I didn't participate in that gunnery because I did dumb shit and got demoted and got moved over to S3. So
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I basically
I thought
shitbagged.
that didn't happen until I thought that didn't happen until after deployment, or not? What was that? Poland?
No, I was still part of S3. Was that?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I got moved over to S3 just before gunnery, which I was so pissed because I was the 2-1 golf. I was like, finally. I get to tell the LT how to do
Right.
everything with Lieutenant Strota and his dumbassness.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
The guy who would make coffee with white Monster and sweeten it with pre-workout. Like, what is wrong with you?
he he had a heart attack in the field, right?
Oh, was it when they?
That gunnery, he had a heart attack.
I no, I think it was. I wasn't there, so this is just what I was told. Was when they taped him to the gun tube, they put him on top of it, and then taped him, and then lifted it up when he had a dip in his mouth. So the medics had to
Yeah,
come
but he
back
was
over.
already like,
Oh yeah,
because I was talking to Frazee, and he was like, he was already three monsters deep with a dip in his mouth, and yeah, they taped him to the top of the gun tube. So it was just a recipe of disaster.
so how was your first gunnery as a gunner
Oh,
for you?
dude, I did terrible. I Q2'd like so bad. Um, I have a lot of gripes about that one because everyone expected me to know exactly what I was doing. And to be fair, I probably should have been knowing what I was exactly what I was doing. But what was it? Yeah, my TC, he didn't know anything. And it
Oh,
didn't really help that we had the best tank. We were on 3-2. We were on the best tank, so that meant everyone shot off of that tank, and then we had to fix it, and then we had to stay up all night, bore sighting it after everyone was done using her.
and
My
it,
tank was the company whore.
and of course tanks don't like that. They really don't like that.
No,
They get angry
no, they do not. That's when I started realizing that things break very fast
in
when
weird
everyone's
ways.
using something. Yeah. I remember jumping back into my tank. Like I would not be the first. It sucks. If you I wish this was different. Like for some reason, if you're the gunner of that tank, you don't fire first. The CO, the XO, um, fucking whatever PL wants to fire, you are not the first to fire. So by the time you get in there, your bore sight's all screwed up. Your numbers are all changed. Like someone was fucking with just all your settings. And I remember just going in there and they'd be like, "All right, guys, we gotta get you guys onto the range. We got other people that need to shoot." And I'm like, "Well, I'm still trying to fix whatever the fuck you guys broke."
Well, we didn't break it.
So it
Oh,
was just,
right. You mind explaining
well,
me
why is
why
your
you
tank broken?
you might explain to me why Imerus update is maxed out?
Yeah.
Did you do an Imerus update with coax indexed? Well, that might have been why we didn't hit any main gun. Oh my fucking Christ! I'm gonna stab you. Ugh.
Yeah, I remember. Because there were times where I'd try to like, you know, what I can't even remember all the terminology for it. It's been years since I've been gone from a tank. But I'd try to do all my test fires and all that stuff, and nothing would hit. Everything was gone. Like yeah, like what you said was maxed out. And I'm just like, so I was like, Sarge, we got to get off the lane. And I was like, we got to pull ourselves and rebore sight everything. And he's like, no, 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 no. They want us to go. I'm like, Sarge, we're gonna blow this, and because nothing is lined up right. He's like, no, 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 no. They say we gotta go. We gotta go. Lo and behold, we Q2'd. So
That's always painful.
it yeah, it was actually I think we Q3'd, but that's not a real thing. So Q2.
Well, I know of one person who has shot worse than you, and you can probably take a guess on who it was.
Barbo.
No, he was
Uh oh.
he
Oh.
came to 135 from 137 a little bit later on. They
I can't remember.
came to us as a specialist and then picked up sergeant in our platoon.
Specialist and picked up sergeant. What platoon was that?
Well, it's when I came back.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we'll get to
I
that guy.
couldn't tell you, man.
So how was Strike
We'll get
Focus
there.
then as a gunner?
Strike focus. We went to Poland first,
Oh, that's right. That was our Strike Focus.
didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poland was our strike focus.
Didn't we like
Dude,
grenade?
it sucked.
Yeah. Josko Pomorski. Yay. Hey, being on Warstock
Well,
tanks was nice
apparently,
though.
yeah, that was dope. Being in a tank that actually like knew what it was doing. Um, and then it was funny because we started using some kind of turbo shaft, and we're like, "Hey, this doesn't match up with the turbo shaft we've been using for like, my 3 years of service." And they're like, "Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. Just use it." And then what was it? Yeah, it was our platoon, third platoon. I think our three tank. The engine fucking exploded.
Yeah, I remember. Was it?
And they're like, "Hey guys, we've been using the wrong turbo shaft the whole time." And I was like, "Holy shit! If only someone would have told you."
Yeah, we. I think because it was 135 and 16, and I think we grenaded what like 10 engines.
Yeah.
Only $1 million each, chump change.
Uh, Put it to the taxpayer. But,
I just remember how
Poland
cold it
rough.
was.
Dude, I remember waking up on the back of my because every night we slept in like some rundown hotel or rundown barracks or whatever, right? And then there was that time they were like, "All right, guys, we're gonna roll out super early, so we want you guys to sleep on the tanks." And we're like, "All right, cool." Bunch of Fort Bliss people who are used to 110-degree. We're gonna go sleep in 5-degree weather. Uh, I woke up and I tried to shift around in my sleeping bag, and it was cracking. My damn sleeping bag froze over. That was fun.
Weren't you like a tank commander at that time?
Uh,
Because we did
yeah,
that. We had like nobody.
because our two TCs, because my TC and who else's TC had to go to Master Gunner School, the tryout, and then one of them ended up failing that, which was my TC, and then yeah, because Sergeant A had to go back too for something. So our platoon, the person who was in charge of our platoon, that was Salcedo, and oh man,
I think Humphrey was your
I can't
platoon
remember
sergeant.
his name. Humphrey. Yep, it was Humphrey. I knew it started with an H. Yep, he was our platoon sergeant. So that was fun. I was a makeshift TC until Jacobson came they were like, "Hey, Jacobson, go over there," and he's like, "I get to leave the training room. I get to be on a tank."
Oh, and by the way, he's still there.
Is he still at 135?
Yeah. And he took over my old tank.
Why?
He took over one too.
Is he a TC now?
Yeah, finally.
At least, did he make six?
Yeah. Dude, it's weird. Like I spent
Thank
half the
God.
time in he did, and I got to be a tank commander before he did. I was like, what? I also cheated to get it, so but anyway. So that leads us
Yeah, that was crazy.
to
I remember
go ahead.
that was funny. Poland. The best part of Poland was when we were doing that joint mission with him, and the Polish were like, "Hey, we spotted some guys scouting out the area. Do you want us to capture him?" And then Jacobson goes, "Hey, Salcedo, you want him to capture him?" He's like, "Fuck it, why not?" And then Jacobson calls to the Polish, and they're like, "Yeah, yeah, go for it." And so when we index, we get up to the back, and our who is it? Our BC and our sergeant major had zip tie handcuffs behind their back. uh,
Ooh.
yeah, we were like, "Oh, our bad." They were like,
Mm.
"No, it's good, guys. Good job." That's good.
If the as long as the Poles did that, they couldn't say anything. But if we had done that, man, they would have crucified us.
Oh yeah.
You mean to tell me you can't
So
recognize
that's
your
funny.
sergeant major? All right. After that short 1 month vacation to Poland, we came back. We did Iron Focus? I think Iron Focus.
I can't
2019.
remember. That portion of life was a blur for me because I was going through a divorce. So it's hard for me to think of any events that happened during that time.
Yeah, I,
I would
I
have
do
to
remember, like,
remember a very specific detail.
yeah, I do remember several times you and I sat down, had a one-on-one chat a lot during that
Yeah.
time.
Oh, that's why I didn't go to Iron Focus. I was at BLC.
You bitch. So you got your
Yeah.
peace
It was
status
kind of
and
funny. Yeah. Went to the board, went to BLC, which was the easiest part of the Army.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was dumb easy, except like waking up stupid early for stupid little formations. Because we did PT at like 5 a.m.
Oh, you see, when I went during COVID, so they didn't care.
Oh, was it online? Was it on?
No, it was during that DAV mission. While the rest of y'all were out at DAV, I was at BLC.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But
Dav.
anyway, so all right, that means it leads up to NTC 2019. That was what, September, October? Yeah, yeah,
NTC 2.
yeah. Woo!
So many broken tanks.
I was an S3 at the time, and I thought it was wild to wear because I remember my first one, but in that since I was up in S3, so I got to hear everybody, and all the battalions were saying that yeah we're like 14 out of 14 for tank companies, and I'm just sitting there going, I've been on tanks a minute. That don't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, man.
how was that second NTC for you? Were you still on 3-2?
I'm trying to remember. I think I was on 3-2. Um, what is it that we were missing? I know we were missing something. I want to say we were missing a PL, but I could be completely wrong. Um, oh no, we did have it was Lieutenant Torres,
Oh,
and there was a lot of beef going on with him because everyone thought he was super incompetent and a lot of problems. But yeah, I remember our tank going down and then someone else's tank. So it was just Sarnay and Lieutenant Torres rolling around while we had broken tanks. So they were like, Sarnay was like, Cabral, you can fix things. You got it. get jump in that Humvee, and they're gonna take you down to the what did we call it when all the tanks were broken? What did we call that area?
Oh, the UMCP.
Yeah, he was like, go down to UMCP, fix all of our tanks. You got it, brother. And I was like, all right, cool. So I remember getting there, and I think that's when like me and Espino started getting really close because once the Humvee pulled up, he started like running to it. It was really weird. It was really funny though. He
Hey, it's
looked
fun times.
sad and broken. I was like, oh, I have a lot of joy coming to me now, huh? He's like covered in soot and blood, and I'm like, damn, man, what the hell is going on here? But, but yeah, I remember being there for about like 5 days, just sucking, trying to fix tanks that we can't get parts for.
And of course, the mechanics are doing the usual mechanic thing, being like, "It's fine."
Yeah. Or they come up to me and they're like, hey, CO decided that this is going to be the strip tank.
After you spent 3 days putting
And
it all back together.
yep. So here we are ripping parts back out of a tank that we just thought we were about to fix.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's where our paths cross again, because after that NTC, I came back to Bravo and got sent to First. I think you came over to. I don't remember. Why'd you come over to First from Third?
There was a lot of remanning, and they needed one new TC for first platoon. And there's two reasons why Sergeant A moved me. Is because one, I didn't really fit with them. First platoon was like, how do I even put it? Like the partying, and
Yeah.
I'm not a partier, so they were always partying and drinking and whatnot, and I was kind of like the nerdy type. They were all kind of like jock types. And then two, he was like, "Bro, you do good when we throw you in the fire. So we need one new TC. So I'm just gonna send you over." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I get over there, and I start being a TC. I don't even know who was supposed to be my gunner at the time, um, but Sergeant Seisky came back, and they were like, "Hey, Sergeant Seisky could be a TC, and Cabral, you could be a gunner again. You could be Sergeant Seisky's gunner." And I was like,
Oh.
"Well, I was a TC for about 2 weeks, which was kind of cool."
The only frustration I had about you being a TC is they picked that Vietnamese kid over me for being a gunner.
Bowie,
Oh, fuck that
Bowie
guy.
was my gunner.
I was
Well then,
so fucking pissed that they picked that fucking idiot over me being a gunner.
yeah, I remember that because that was around COVID, wasn't it?
It was just before COVID.
No, COVID is when we came back. Yeah, from Poland.
Because
So
we were.
yeah, that was all quick because we came back from NTC. I was a TC for like 2 weeks, and then we went to Poland. And then when I came back from Poland, Sarnsiski became my TC. That's right.
Yeah, then we had gunnery July 2020. Of course, July in Bliss is fucking miserable. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Like I was
that was fun.
I remember getting on because was it the 1-1 track was the LT, Espino, me, and Doofer. The 2 track was Holmes, Rocha, Eddie, and who the fuck? Oh, Palacios was on the 2
Mm-hmm.
track. The 3 track was Seisky, you. Who was the 2
Branch
fucktards?
and Wolf.
Oh fucking Christ! The 2 white trash idiots.
Dude, that was a fun tank. That was a very funny tank at times.
Yeah,
But
Wolf and Branch came from 1-1 Cav.
yeah, because Wolf got moved over because yeah, they got moved over to my tank because when we got back from Poland, Bowie tried to kill himself, which is unfortunate, but he's a lot better now. For whoever's listening, but yeah, it was there's some humor in it because he tried to do it, and then Branch tried to do it. But Branch ended up getting cleared by BH. He was like, I was being stupid, I want to be a tanker, whatnot. And I was like, all right, cool. So then the CO asked, he invited me into a meeting, and he was like, hey, bro, you got two guys trying to kill themselves. What's going on? And I was like, sir, this looks bad. I swear to God, it was not me. I barely even know these guys.
They literally just got here.
So that was a bunch of sworn statements and stuff. But, I'm glad they're doing a lot better for themselves.
Yeah.
But that gunnery, holy hell, because that's when we had, man, what did everyone used to call him from Friday? Debo, First Sergeant Debo.
Oh, Jones. First
Yep.
Sergeant Jones. He just come out and say wild shit. Like,
Yep.
wild
that
shit
dude
that was it. The first time I was a PFC would have been like, ooh.
Yeah.
Eee.
That dude was a brown noser. And because we went out to gunnery, and I was like, oh, we got a new PL. Let's do all the fun hazing stuff. So we started doing the cutting the ACH. Like, I still have this video, and Telesforo was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm going to snatch his ACH, because it was Lieutenant Mayor.
Yeah.
I'm going to snatch his ACH, and I'm going to cut it. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. And we had a bunch of other leadership. I'm not going to say names, but they were all in support of this. And then Frankie snatches it, and he cuts it up. And then First Sergeant Jones is like, what the hell is wrong with you? We don't do that kind of hazing bullshit. What is he supposed to do when he walks around with big wigs come around? He's going to make us look bad. You know what? Bear crawl. And I was like, fuck, I'm the one who told him to do it. I was like, First Sergeant. And he's like, what the fuck is it, bro? And I was like, I told him to do it. And he's like, well, you can fucking join him then. And I was like, all right, here I go.
Damn it.
Me and Telesforo are bear crawling. And in the middle of it, Telesforo was like, thank you, Cabral, for saying something. He's like, I'm sorry you're here. You shouldn't have said anything. And I was like, you know what, man? Integrity, I guess.
Yeah.
So once that was all done, I was like going up to our platoon sergeants. I was like, sergeants, we always did this. You guys supported this. Why don't you guys say anything? They're like, bro, you shouldn't have done it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, that's where Sergeant Granados started being a giant dickhead and, like, being a two-faced motherfucker.
What was it? But Sergeant Granados did come out right for me, because I remember Lieutenant Mayor telling everybody in platoon, ain't no one going to get my PC. And
Yeah.
I didn't even try, because he watched me like a hawk. I legit mean, like, I couldn't do anything, go anywhere near his gear, nothing. So I was like, oh, shit. I'm the loader, but I'm not going to try and push my luck, because I just had my second field grade Article 15, Bill's character.
If you don't walk out of the military without at least a couple Article 15s or a DUI or a divorce, were you even in the military?
Yeah, I had 3 Article 15s, Bill's character, every single time. But anyway, that's was it right before Table 6. Was it Sergeant Granados locked at me and gave me Lieutenant Mayor's PC, and I just kept it in my pocket the whole time. It never left my pocket. So when it came time for his TC's engagement, the 2 tanks and the defense, and I leaned over to him and I like, all right, sir, you got a null drift on your CDU. So like a legit thing, so that way he's like occupied. And then I pull out his PC, because they'd already given us Battle Carry Sabo, give us Redcon status. I pulled out the PC, I showed it to the Big Brother camera, I tossed it in the gun, and then I threw around right behind it.
I remember seeing the video.
And then, what was it? We had, and the Mike Golf was on point, and he came right over the net almost immediately. And he was like, Red 1, are you Redcon 1? And just the look on Lieutenant Mayor's face was just pissed. Just such disappointment. This one's for you, sir. On the way. Bam. PC is
That was Sergeant Holbeck.
Yeah. There was another Mike Golf up there, but I know Son Holbeck was up there. And then
Yes, it was like the changing of the guard. Stouffer and Holbeck were up there.
yeah, that was good times. Then we had
Mm-hmm.
what was it? I climbed on your tank for some fucking reason. I can't remember why.
No, Branch had to go back because he had family issues going on, so I needed a loader.
Oh yeah, and I remember climbing your tank, and there was 50 cal case. I wish I had taken a picture of the inside of that tank, because there was 50 cal casings, links, 7.62 cases and links, just covering the entire turret floor. And of course, it's also covered in CLP, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I like to roll dirty.
Jesus, that was dirty as fuck. There was just CLP everywhere.
I like the way the sulfur makes my nose feel.
Well, true, but like, dude, being a loader on your tank was ass. Of course, and having Wolf, you're good. Oh, what? I think that was the night runs too.
Wolf was yeah. I think I don't know if you were there or not, but that was the first time like anyone's ever broken my composure. Like Wolf, my eye was up on the GPU, and because I'm blind and have to wear glasses, I had to take off my glasses, but I was sitting so close to it. Wolf slammed on the brakes so hard that it like messed up my eye. And I like came up over the radio. Once the Big Brother system was off, and I was like, Wolf, you ever fucking do that shit again? I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Once we get back, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And he was like, Roger, Sarge, I'm sorry. And so by the time our table was done, we're rolling back, and I was like, hey, Wolf, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that to you, man. It just really hurt. He was like,
lot.
I know, Sarge. I was like, let's not do that again, all right? And he's like, Roger, Sarge. And I was like, I'll try not to talk to you like that ever again, all right? Is that cool? And when he gets out of the tank, I could tell he was crying, and I was like, damn, it's really weird when you become an E5 because everyone starts looking at you like you're their dad.
Yeah, it was that. Like when I finally picked up, it was weird for me when people were looking at me like that. I was like, "What you call me sergeant for? Why?
Yeah.
Why are you going to parade?
I know this
Stop."
this is jumping ahead a bit, but in Kuwait after Saudi, I was working with Ludwig and Gonzo, and they did something that really just pissed me off, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed. And I started walking away, and Ludwig like runs to me and grabs my hand and drops to his knees, and he's like, Sarge, I'm sorry. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, all right. Then since talked about our second deployment, was it August of 20, where we flew to
COVID deployment.
That shit was gay.
Then we got there and we
landed in
quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah, at PSAB, where they fed us like fucking peasants. No, prisoners.
Yeah, it was pathetic. I hate the Air Force.
Welcome. And then we finally got to Saudi, not Saudi, Fob Kia.
Yeah. Well, I remember before we got there, we started doing classes. And that's when I discovered Wolf's sleeping problem. So me and him started doing quick reaction drills because he wouldn't wake up.
Oh, yeah,
time.
he was
so it'd be like
slow.
It was like 3 a.m. and I was like, Wolf, wake up, we're under attack. Get your shit together, let's go. And I'd time him. And eventually he started getting a little better at it, but one of the classes we taught, this was the first time I think like me and Rocha really got into it because you were teaching a class And at the time, it was really funny to pick on you.
Thanks.
Everyone just picked on you all the time. But you were doing a class on the 240 or the 249. Could you remember? I can't
Nah,
remember.
I think it was the
But
two. No, yeah, it was the
anyways,
240 because that's all we had in Saudi.
yeah, yeah, you were doing that class, and then Rocha was like, you know, you know how to do this, but you can't do anything fucking else. Ha 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 ha. And smacked. I accidentally smacked him with a water bottle because I thought I was smacking his rifle, but his hand was over it. And I was like, bro, let him do his shit. Like, he knows this. Let him teach this. And he's like, why don't you fucking, like, let's go behind the tent and fucking square this away. But Rocha was a fighter. He loved to fight. But I never gave it to him. So,
I
me and
fucking
him
hated
argued a
that
lot.
guy.
And I think that was the first time that you and I ever, like, the first time me and him argued, and it was because of you.
The one
But yeah,
disappointment that I had back then was that it seemed that all the NCOs would back up Rocha, and I lost a lot of respect for almost everyone, almost all the NCOs in first because of that.
yeah. Well, there were times where Rocha was right, and then there were times when he was wrong. And when he was, me and him would talk about it, and we'd fix it. He was a tough cookie for me to crack.
Well,
Rest in
it
peace,
got.
though.
I disagree with that.
We can move on from that then.
But anyway, what is it? I'd say Saudi was not that great because I think it back to the first
No.
deployment where we enjoyed it. Everyone was having a good time, and then Saudi, everybody fucking hated it.
Well, you have to think because we were stuck on a fob that was no bigger than a football field. And, you're seeing the same people every day. And we had leadership, until our first sergeant was
Got sharped.
whisked away by his own mouth. Yeah, he got sharp. Um, after then it got good, but it was, before he got whisked away, he set up expectations that were kind of like, we're like, why are we doing this? There's no enemy in Saudi. No one's going to attack us. They're going to care about the oil field that's like 5 miles away.
Yeah, I'm
And
breathing that shit in.
yeah, it was terrible. Um, so it would the entire time I was, being the only E5 that everyone depended on morale for in our platoon, um, because our other two gunners were still specialists, and Rocha was
Being
kind of
Rocha.
wild. But yeah. So everyone's depending on me, and I'm over here just like, man, why are we doing this? Why are we here? And how do I tell my soldiers that we're doing something important? And it was like almost, it was an uphill battle, and I did everything I could to try to, like, one, keep everyone squared away, but also two, keep everyone happy. So like that was tough.
Well, I'd say the thing that I didn't like was that I was looked up to by the other Joes, which
Mhm.
that bog. I remember that. I don't know if that's how you saw it.
Well, we were sleeping in separate tents at that time, so it was hard to see that. Um, I do remember always coming to you because we basically made you the tent leader of that, um, at the beginning of that deployment. And I'd always come to you to be like, hey, what's going on? Anything I should know? And you kept it fairly squared away, which I appreciated.
It
I know I had my rambunctious moments.
Yeah, and I guess there's a lot of things that it taught me that I didn't apply until later when I finally became an NCO.
Right.
because I was very disappointed with all of the NCOs, and I hate to say that with you here, but like with everything that was ran when I finally made it, I did almost nothing that you guys did.
Mhm.
Um,
And you know, that's kind of like something I had to learn about leadership. I learned this kind of pretty early on is like you're going to find what works for you and you're going to find what doesn't work for you and you could apply it. There's some things that some people liked. There's some things that some people didn't like. I had Branch call me maybe a month ago. I had Pettis call me a few months ago, and you know they thanked me and they said like I was the greatest NCO ever. And then obviously to them I was the greatest NCO ever. To other people like yourself, I wasn't. So it's like everyone's gonna like something, and then everyone's gonna hate something.
oh yeah,
So you kind of just gotta apply that. Like that's just kind of what's followed me forever.
yeah,
So
I don't
some
get
things are
called
gonna work
by
for me,
yeah, I don't get called by
and
anybody
then some things.
anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, except for Eddie.
Yeah,
Eddie and I still talk pretty consistently. He's a TC
that's
now. But
good.
anyway, was it so to make for our listeners to understand how bad Saudi was, it was it pretty much no days off and every day on shift. First had was at the morning shift. That was what 7 to each platoon had an 8-hour shift.
Yeah, so it was like 7 to I want to say, oh man, I can't math.
Like 15?
Like
Yeah, that
yeah,
maths out.
something like that.
And dude, I
And
remember
then
when we
like
first
15
got
to
there.
11.
Yeah, and then 11 to 7. But I remember like the
Yep.
first couple weeks we got there, we were inspecting the trucks coming in every day, and it was 125 degrees in full kit, and I was like, I fucking hate this. This sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody
All
got
they're
burnt.
doing it's the same dudes dropping off gravel every single day. Like I get it, like at any point those dudes could be like, "Hey, go load up a bomb in my truck." But I don't think we were a high priority target. But then again, that kind of thought gets you killed. So
Yeah.
it's a constant conflict of like, man, I want to be lazy, but also like I don't want to die. So what do we do? uh,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was tough. Like I was trying to navigate like within the realms of First Sergeant Jones, our CO at the time,
Oh, yeah, that guy
our
did not
our
help.
leadership. So I'm trying to be. I think that's probably where you probably didn't like me was where I was trying to be like, okay, how can I maliciously comply to them also while doing what I want done instead of what they want done?
You
So
see,
it's tough.
I did the entire did the complete opposite. I went against everything that was said on purpose
Mhm.
just because I would rather be the arrogant dickhead that they sit there and they have to ask, "Hey, would you do this?" rather than you're going to do this.
Yeah. Yeah,
But anyway,
for Sergeant Jones, there was all the time he was like, "Bro, go have these guys do this," and I'm like, "How about we do this instead?" He's like, "Fuck no," and I'm like, "Shit." Like, okay,
yeah,
make me look like the bad guy, but it is
You
what it
weren't the
is. We
bad guy.
survived the deployment. We survived
yeah,
the deployment. That's all that matters.
yes. Was it, we got to Kuwait and was that February?
I left early. I think I left in January or December, um, because they were like, "Hey, we need to send an NCO and two guys to go help work on tanks, um, so that way we could do this gunnery." And I was like, "We're doing a fucking gunnery too," so like,
I think I went with you.
it, uh, I don't remember you being there. You might have, but I don't remember.
Well, no, I got there in February.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
and man, hearing about the stories, um, apparently after I left, people were saying the platoon was falling apart under like everyone else who was gunners at that time, and I was like, ah, it's got nothing to do with me. So, like, um, but yeah, that was fun. Just working on tanks. It was kind of nice because we got away with a lot. There was a time where who was over there? Was it XO?
Yeah,
Or
Lieutenant Mac.
yes, Lieutenant Mac. Because I was like, hey, sir, you know, it'd be really dope for the guys to boost up their morale. And he's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, if if we dispatch the Humvee every day, could we use it to go pick up pizza and bring it back to the tent? And he's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I was like, hell yeah. so, so that's what we did until you guys got back. It was like the day before you guys were coming back. Mac was like, hey, all right, guys. So I know we've been skirting a lot of rules and doing a lot of dumb shit, but once everyone comes back, we're gonna have to remember we're in the army and we're not, you know, on Good Morning Vietnam or MASH. And I was like, all right, Roger.
Yeah.
So
Because
that was
that's where I got pulled up to be the 6-6 golf, and you stayed in first platoon.
yep.
And I was so happy
And
to go away from Rocha. Finally.
well, I think didn't Roche move to third or second or something?
No, he got moved. Well, he got moved to second. So, like, I went over to second platoon first because of Rocha. And then Rocha came over to second platoon, which I was like, the
Yeah, that's
fuck?
because they had to move Diaz, um, because him and Rocha got into that fist fight at NTC.
Yeah, but,
That's
like,
right.
I was just like, dude, what? I just got away from this motherfucker. And
Right.
then he's cool until he wasn't, like always. And then I remember there
Yeah,
was one.
he's like chill to sit to talk with, but as soon as business happens, you don't like him.
Yeah, everything's a disaster. And then it turned into what was it? Fuck. Yeah, I had to go talk to CO. And I was like, I'm done.
Right.
No, I will. I kind of was skirting what I wanted to do on purpose because I did not want it to be like the guys in Iraq that got their shit taken away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It was a tough time for all of us. I remember um what was it? Because I think I even went to Sarn G and I was like, Sarn, this is ass. Like I am losing my mind. And I was like, I know all of our guys are losing their minds too, but it's hard for me to be like their rock when I'm also losing my mind. And he's like, well, what could I do for you? You know, so that way he was like, I don't want our NCOs busted because if NCOs are busted, soldiers are about to get busted. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. I need to get off this place. And he's like, well, there's a med ride that needs to go back to whatever the Air Force base was over there. Do you want to drive it? I was like, fuck it. He was like, all right, you got to be up at 5 a.m. And I was like, that's no problem. Man, those little Kias with their little twin turbos and no like speed limits in Saudi, dude, I was going like 130 the whole time. And I think that like readjusted my brain. I came back and I was like, all right, guys, I took out all my stress. I'm good.
I
But Saudi was tough, man. Everyone I talk to when I think like about it, they're just like, man, sometimes I think who is it? I want to say either Espino or Tels Foro told me they got PTSD from like Saudi just because of how stressful it was. We didn't even see any combat or anything like that. It was just stressful. Like it was so stressful that it like altered their brain. I can't remember who it was.
To me, there was only one individual that caused me stress. That was the only person that made it hell for me.
Yeah, no.
That's
That's a lot
only.
of people making it.
But I digress.
Oh,
So that means we're in
yeah.
Kuwait. I don't really remember much going on in Kuwait. Did a couple hubs on a couple tanks. That's all. And then how shitty K and B was. We were washing them.
Yeah, Sergeant G went back, and I think Sergeant Sisky went back too for surgery or something. So Sergeant Holmes was in charge of our platoon when we got back to Kuwait, and our primary like objective was like pack up, and Sergeant Holmes was like every time we get to the motor pool, he's like, you know what, guys, I don't want to be here right now, so let's just leave. It happened like 3 days in a row, and pack up was like the next day, and so we got there, and he was like, you know what, guys, you know what I'm feeling like? I'm feeling like the DFAC. What you guys feeling like? And I was like, Sergeant, I'm gonna be real with you. We got pack up tomorrow. I really don't want to pack up all these things last fucking minute. So what if we just do it today? And he's like, you know what, bro? That's why you're gonna be platoon sergeant one day. He's like, let's get these tanks packed up. And I was like, oh my god. Which ended up working out because the next day on pack up, they were like, oh, first platoon's already packed up, and we're like, yep, cool. Packed, threw it into the Connex, dipped out. I was like, see, Sarge, see how easy that was? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to be those other fucking platoons out there tanks still packing up. I was like, yeah, exactly.
What was it? I had 6.5 and 6.6 packed up in like a day.
Yeah.
Because so much BAI was missing, I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. Field loss that shit when we get back. It's all
Right.
gonna get stolen anyway.
Field lost everything. It's either going to get stolen or you're going to re-steal it back. That's the way the Army works.
Thievery. All right, so that's we're getting towards the end of your career, if I remember correctly, because we got back in 21.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. Oh, I want to tell a funny story about deployment first before we move on to there.
Go ahead.
I remember, so when we were patting down people, and Sergeant Holmes was always like, he was the talking CO. But there was one time where him and Sisky decided to switch. So Sergeant Holmes is on the gate with me, and I was like running him through what we do. And he was the one that was always holding the rifle. I was doing the pat downs. And there was one day, there was like 1 hour where he was like, you know, bro, I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna do the pat downs and the searches. You could hold the rifle. I was like, all right, cool, sounds good. So the first time that Sergeant Holmes starts like patting down people, he starts touching this one dude, and this dude starts getting real giggly, and all his friends start getting really giggly. And Sergeant Holmes was like, well, what the fuck were you laughing? Oh yeah, Sergeant Holmes also had his Sub-Zero mask on.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah, I do.
So, anyways, he's patting down this dude looking like Sub-Zero, and the dude's giggling, and I'm like looking, I was like, what is he doing? Sergeant Holmes is like, hey, bro, I think this man's got a gun on him. And I was like, no, that don't look like a gun. And so he tells his buddy what's happening, and his buddy tells me, he's like, oh, he's patting his junk. And I was like, Sergeant Holmes, you touching this man's meat. And Sergeant Holmes was like, he's like, you know what? Go stand over there. You're done with your pat down. He's all pissed off. He's starting shooting the rest of the trucks, and they release him back into the trucks. We go behind our gate, and we're sitting down, and Sergeant Holmes goes, bro, you tell anybody about what happened, I'm gonna smoke the dog shit out of you. And I'm quiet. I'm like, fuck. So then what was it? Yeah. Sergeant G calls up over the radio, and he's like, hey, meat toucher, you want to come to the talk? He's like, I know you could help me out. Sergeant Holmes looks at the group chat, and he's like, bro, you son of a bitch. It was even like 5 seconds after. That was so funny.
Oh, remember when
if he ever finds this YouTube channel, he's gonna kill me for telling that story.
Nah, he's not. Was it? No, I remember that Sergeant Holmes also gets stuck all the time driving the truck because he'd drive the truck like a bitch.
Yeah, and I think it was either you or me. I think it was you that taught him like how you actually have to drive in the sand.
Oh yeah, it was definitely me because I was like, you see, Sergeant, you do this. You apply foot to gas, and you don't lift until you get there.
Yeah, his problem was that he kept hitting the brake.
Oh, I'm gonna slow down. Then there's me going, yeah.
Yeah. Then we fell in love with night shift. We were like, hey, can first platoon always be on night shift? Like, this is dope. Our families are awake. We're on tower guard. We're totally scanning the area, not on the phones with our family.
Yeah. Or sitting there watching fucking movies and shit.
Yeah.
I
Me
remember
and
that.
Pettis fell in love with like music because me and him were both metalheads, so we were constantly showing each other like music. I
Oh,
think
there
there was
was.
one time Sergeant G called up over the radio. He's like, "Hey, turn your guys' speaker down." We're like, "Ah."
There was one additional
That's
thing
not.
about Saudi. It was funny. Oh, it was when we got rocket attacked, and there was one day where Pettis was he was trying to make jokes, and he was just epically failing, just like and like 50. You remember that?
I think I remember that.
Where he would like go
Oh
like say
man.
two or three jokes, and I would say like two words, and everyone would die laughing, and then he would try and make like four jokes, and then I would say something really small, and everyone would laugh, and he'd just get more mad.
I love Pettis, man.
Motherfucker don't know when to shut up.
That's what I love him. He
Yeah.
reminds me of he reminds me of the driver from Generation Kill.
All right. So that leaves it.
Yeah.
Was it? So we get back. Was that April? We got back to Bliss.
Yeah,
March,
something like that.
April,
Mm-hmm.
and you got lucky because you
And
started clearing.
well, no, I was so checked out, but I wanted to start clearing. Um,
And we
but we
had
had to
Dav.
do that last gunnery.
Oh,
Um,
that one. Yeah,
yeah,
where I finally picked up 5 after 6 years,
yeah.
and
And then
yeah,
yeah. What is
Dav.
Dav? You keep mentioning that.
The Donna Anna Village when we were there with the Afghanis.
Oh my God. Yeah, how could I forget?
I was about to say, like, how are you forgetting this, man? What the fuck?
That's right. I talk about the Afghani refugee mission all the time with like my wife and her family. Um,
Fuck
Dude, I
those
remember
people.
just being mad because I was like, man, Biden just he embarrassed us the way that happened. And man, those kids, I remember it more sentimentally than you probably do. I was just sitting there feeling bad for the kids. Like the adults, I didn't feel bad for. I was like, man, it's poor
Well,
kids. But
nothing. Mine was nothing against the kids. Mine was against the fucking adults that sit there and bitch about how great Afghanistan was. I'm like, you're not fucking there.
go back. Why'd you come here if it's so great?
Yeah,
Um,
I was mm,
yeah,
not a fan of
there
those
was that
people.
one kid. He was a he was an ambassador's son or something. Someone who worked in the embassy, and he was the son of that guy. And that kid was the only one who knew English, so we used him as like a translator. And then there was one time where like they were like, yeah, you guys could like start giving these guys like gifts if you want to go to like Walmart and get stuff, so people would get like footballs and whatnot. And so I asked the kid, I was like, hey man, I could get you a few things or one thing from the rear. What could I get you when I come back? And he's like, I want an American flag. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
That's
all
easy.
right. I was like, yeah, I got you. I'll just take the one off my wall. So yeah, I gave him that flag and hope he hasn't burned it yet or anything. But it was
Yeah,
kind of kind of heartwarming.
I was not a fan of those people. And then, like, when
I
I
was
went,
not
well,
a fan of the mission.
well, so what got even worse was when, was it Campbell's wife got assaulted by some of the Afghanis?
Yep, yep,
That was like one of the few days I was not on shift, and I was like, I want to stab these people.
yep. They're, I don't know. Hope the kids transition well.
Yeah.
But
The adults fuck them.
I have, yeah, I have a lot of sentiments against that religion, but I will save that for another time. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy. There's so much to unpack there that you could spend hours talking about it.
Yeah, we could.
And I hated how ass backwards it was. I remember because it was like what 12-hour shifts,
Yeah.
and it was like back to back to back. Everyone would just go home, sleep, wake up, and then come here and just watch. And they're like, "Can we do anything while we sit there?" And they're like, "Yeah, no phones, no books, no music. All you do is just sit there." And I think at times we would try to play like soccer with some of the kids, and they're like,
me
"What are you
get
guys
yelled at.
doing? You have to be watching." And I was like, "We just sit here for 12 hours."
Yeah, I think that's where I
So-
started dipping.
I started smoking again. And it was funny too because before that mission kicked off, I was talking to Spino and I was like, you know what, man? I'm pretty addicted to porn. Like, I need to quit. So I decided to quit, and then that happened, and I was like, oh man, what a time to like quit because I want to go home and just really just rip it right now because like I got nothing but stress. I can't even go to the gym because it's COVID. So like, it was just brutal, man.
It was almost worse than
Uh,
being on deployment in Saudi.
Yeah. I had wished we were back in Saudi. For the people
Yes.
listening, you're probably like, this is crazy. This is-
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
keeps
100%.
getting worse.
100%. How's your army career worse? Yes. Yes, it got worse. It will always
Yeah.
get worse.
It didn't help me too because I was in my window, and every single time like we were at Dav, they would come up to me and they'd be like, "Hey, you reenlisting? You want to reenlist? We can get you E6. Like within the first month of you reenlisting, we could send you to ALC." I was like, "Man, that sounds really tempting." No. I
No.
was like, I can't do this anymore. Like my body is feeling it, my spirit is feeling it, like my psyche is feeling it. Like for anyone
Yeah.
listening, I'm really religious, and I kind of always had been. But man, I was even questioning like faith when we were there. Like that's how bad it was. Like
Was
but,
it like
I,
one of the things I remember was that I got moved from the 6 track or 6 track back to first platoon, and I was heated, absolutely heated. I think you might have been there because like Talamontes, that awesome gentleman, came up to me and gave me the news. I was like, oh my fuck it, I'm gonna kill somebody.
yeah,
The
I think
one
we might have
platoon.
talked after that because I think I was there.
Yeah, I was like, the one fucking platoon I did not want to go to. Where do I get sent? Bam. All back to Sergeant G. Fuck that guy.
I didn't mind him, but that's probably because
To me,
a
he
lot of
backed
reasons,
Rocha.
But
That's why I could never respect him. And then because right before gunnery is while you were clearing, like I had the GD was going to come and fix the tank. So I was like, oh, thank God. I'm going to have NBC system that works. And everything's scheduled out. GD will be there at 9 o'clock. They'll rip the NBC system out too easy. And then Sergeant G came back and was like, oh, hey, yeah, we got CCT tomorrow. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting the tank fixed. I don't care about CCTT. Because I'm going to go in there, I'm going to kill everything, and everyone's just going to sit there and look like idiots.
yeah, I remember when they were doing all that, they were like, "Hey, hey, man, we're gonna start doing a AGTS and stuff like that. You sure you're not gonna re-enlist? And I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I can't do this no more. And then they were like, hey, we need VCs for gunnery. Can you VC? And I was like, yeah, I could probably VC for like the first week or two, and then that's it. And so I go to that class and whatever. I'm hardly there. And then we go to. Do you want to start touching on the gunnery, or was there anything else in between there?
Yeah, we'll just go ahead because that was the gunnery where it was First Brigade shooting off our tanks, if I
Yep.
remember correctly.
And we were, yeah.
I was so fucking
Man.
pissed. I tried everything to not have my tank go out there.
I
any
remember.
little deadline where it going through the manual. Come on. Damn it! The tank's good.
Yeah, I
Fuck.
remember we were all trying to deadline our tanks. And like I think Telesforo and Espino left, and those two had developed into my best friends at the time, so I lost like my support system. And Campbell left too, I think. So I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
went
well,
to
it's just
Riley.
yep. So it was like it's just me now. So the entire time that I was there, I was just like miserable. I was like, man,
Wow,
I ain't
thanks,
got no
man.
fucking friends. I ain't gonna... You know what I mean, though. You know, I
Yeah,
wouldn't say miserable, but I was like, I'm clearing. I'm gonna be clearing when I get back. And so the second week comes, and I'm like, hey, Snart T, remember, I gotta go clear. Like, I can't be here. And he's like, oh, they want me to see if you could stay another week. And I was like, nope, nope. I need to go back. So they eventually found a replacement for me. I don't know why it took them forever. It's the army. So then I eventually go back and I start clearing, and I think that's when I started being like happy again. But man, there were so many roundabouts that they were trying to do to me. They're like, "Oh, you got to
yeah.
schedule this out. It's in a month," and I was like, "I don't got a month. I clear next week." So,
Oh yeah, 135 got your ass.
yep.
They
So it
always
was all
do.
clearing in the last bit,
Well,
which was all right. But
yeah.
at the end of that, I was like, "Deuces, bye, El Paso."
So overall, how would you, of your entire army career, what do you think of it? Good, bad, or indifferent?
I tell everyone that it is the best and the worst time of my life because, it was 6 years, and being straight out of high school, it's the first time you're an adult, and even to this day, it still is the best and worst years of my life. You have some of the moments that you think about where I'm like, man, I wish I can go back. I miss the boys. Then I remind myself the boys ain't there no more, and
Yeah.
everyone got ripely fisted to
Yeah.
where everyone was like in agreement with each other that like we ain't going back. So I was kind of like one of the last ones that kind of like just hung up my hat, turned off the light, and dipped out. Um, you know, you I think about the times where I'm like, man, that was the funniest shit ever, man. That's the funniest thing ever. I'll tell a joke with like my wife's family or like people at church, and they look at me weird, and I'm like, you just had to be there, I guess. And so
Like when
that's a
someone goes to throw something away, like, hey man, you need to remember this update you missed.
someone's got a read bore site, and then they're looking at you like, what? Like the
You're like,
veterans will get it, but like no one else will. So, um, my wife's starting to pick up on the jokes, so that helps. My brother went back into the military because he couldn't find anything to adapt to that he loved. So he was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go back to the military. So he's in Korea right now. But me and him, were roommates for a while, for like 2 years. And so me and him got all of the jokes that we were making to each other, and our other roommate, he's just like, I don't get it. We're like, you just
I
had to
don't
be there,
understand
man.
what's going on.
Yeah. So So that's how I put it. I didn't overly all hate it, and I didn't overly all love it. It was just both.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
Is that is that
that's
like a consensus that you always get here, or
no.
interviewing people?
I only got two people so far. The first one was Staff Sergeant Chris Schneider. He joined in '75 and got out in '96. The other one was Iron Horse 7. That's how he prefers to be called. He was an Abrams Master Gunner and a Desert Storm Tank Commander. So
Oh damn. Oh,
yeah,
that's the one I listened to. That's right.
yeah, that guy is
That's cool.
sharp as a tack. I talk to him on pretty regular basis.
Mhm. So on the
So my
first one you interviewed, that's not a badass.
no, but he can talk tanks pretty well,
Yeah.
really well. But Iron Horse 7, just Jesus, because he was on the XM1, the M1, the M1IP, the M1A1, M1A1 heavy armor, heavy common, the first A2, the SEP, all the,
Yeah.
and he went to the dark side after he got out,
Hmm.
and that's how I got to meet him. But I'd say the coolest part about it is he was the lead tank for 3rd Armored Division in General Schwarzkopf's Right Hook. First tank in 3rd
That's
Armored
cool.
Division and Desert Storm to engage targets. But now we can talk
That's dope.
tanks if you're okay with that.
Yeah. I'm a little rusty, so forgive me.
Oh no, you're good. So we're for anyone understanding, we were both together in Bravo Company, or I was in Alpha Company 135, Bravo Company 135, HHC 135. The gentleman I'm interviewing today was all in just Bravo. He got lucky. He didn't get moved. He didn't get bounced around between like 40 different tanks for no reason.
Just in every
So
single platoon, though.
I was never in a 3rd platoon. I was everywhere else, but never in a 3rd platoon. Somehow, both first platoons, both seconds, both headquarters, and HHC. I was never in
Be
HQ
lucky.
66, thank God. Yeah, yeah. So, what'd you think of the SEP 2?
Man, mixed feelings. So, like, when you're working on it, you think it's the biggest piece of shit ever. But after watching Russia invade Ukraine, you're like, maybe our tanks aren't that bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could be doing 35 miles an hour and smack a target at 3,500 meters, and it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Like,
it works.
well, it works when it wants
Man,
to.
it's a bitch. You got to know how to talk to her. Um, it's kind of an art form. Like, you need to be okay. For anyone who drives a shitbox, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like you have to know. I know my truck. I know my car. Same way with your tank.
Yeah,
Um, like
and it's
I hated moving tanks. That is my biggest gripe. I wish you could take your tank with you with whatever platoon you went to, but it doesn't work that way. But you appreciate that because you every single tank that you get on, there's a new problem. Every single tank has their own specific, problem. So if that problem ever arose on another tank you were on, you knew how to fix it or you knew how to work around it.
shit
So
boxolations.
I think the Abrams was made to be like dummy proof.
I mean, considering like how easy it is to set up the fire control system, especially now with all the stuff that I've learned since I got out, it's unbelievably easy.
Yeah.
Bore
In what
sighting,
regard would
MRSF.
you?
Um. Okay, so there's 3 different ways of bore sighting. Generally, everyone in 135 did either the mean method or the culmination method to bore sight. I used the string method because all our shit was broken in first platoon, like it always is. And the string method is the old-fashioned way of doing it. You can bore sight in 10 minutes. And I got that video on my YouTube channel, something on the Zag Stroke YouTube channel somewhere, where we actually bore sighted in like 5 minutes and went back out and kept smacking targets. But that's also because I practice with my crew a lot. The other thing is that... Go ahead.
Did you bring that method into First Platoon when you came to us? Because
I did not know. That was Sergeant Holmes.
That was Sergeant Holmes. It was Sergeant Holmes. Because I remember him being like, "You guys are doing it too long. You're taking too much time. Here, I'll show you how to do it in 10 minutes." And me and Saisuke were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, because when I went out for the first and only time I really got to shoot as a gunner in 2022 was all with the string method, and Talamontes was freaking the fuck out about it. And also our MRS update system didn't work. So basically just bore sight the tank twice a day and just send it.
Right.
Just the Mike Golf like Forrest Whitaker eye hearing that you aren't doing MRS updates. It doesn't work. Oh my god, how? But now with all the things that I've learned is just how how scienced out everything is on the M1, to where it's the Cadillacs are almost in their perfect spot with how it's set up. Like once you get your seat in your gunner's station set up, then your Cadillacs are right there, and the GPS is right there, and all the controls are easily manipulated by your left hand.
Right. That is true.
And then looking back at earlier stuff where you got like the Master Blaster like way off to the left, and you have your Cadillacs that sit too low, and you have your GPS that's like high and left, and you have your TIS that's high and right. And it's like you can't just like easily go from one to the other like you can on the SEP 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember, every single gunnery, just like how easy everything was. Like, I don't even have to look at the panel, and I think I could even imagine some of it right now, even being gone from it from like, 3-4 years now? I want to say 3 years. And it's like, it was made to be dummy proof. Like, you cannot screw it up. We still have people that screw it up, obviously, but you can't ignore that. But I look at pictures of old tanks and I'm like, damn, that looks like it sucks. But the Abrams is the opposite.
Yeah, I had a chance to finally get an AGTS again after several years. And I went immediately back to my old training. I was like, oh. I was like that old guy, or like the old guy picking up the rifle, nailing it, and going like, yep, still got it. Still got it.
It was just some of that training, like, I think is, it's repetition. You do it over and over and over again, it becomes stupid easy. Like, I know this is like, we're kind of straying off of tanks with this, but like, my wife's brother, he was like, oh, something's wrong with my AR. And I was like, here, let me take a look at it. And he's like, oh, I've never taken this apart. And I was like, oh, okay, I can teach you. And I start just ripping everything apart super easy. And he's like, whoa, slow down. And I'm like, what? You're not keeping up? But yeah, the tank got like that too. Like, we became the masters of changing idler wheels.
Yeah.
Do you remember First Platoon always having that problem?
Yeah, because I did most of them.
We got good at it though.
I remember we did a changing track competition because second and third was talking shit.
Yep.
It was it you, me, Rocha, and Espino?
No, I sat out on it. It was a
Pettis?
It was Espino, Rocha, Pettis, and you, I think.
And we blew the doors off the other platoons. Yeah. I mean, we also cheated, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Matter. Right.
Dude, I refuse to play fair.
Like when I
Well,
went
I
out for
did
my
that.
tables. You did oh yeah, that's right. You, was it first deployment? You did that Sullivan Cup
No, we did
competition.
it. It was after the first deployment. I was in third. We did the Sullivan Cup competition, and the only thing that we beat the rest of the companies at, we like failed like knowledge and all that dumb stuff. It's not dumb, but
All that nerd
all the
shit.
hands-on stuff. Yeah, all that nerdy crap. It was it was all the what was it? The physical, the shooting, and anything that dealt with like maintenance. We blew everyone out of the water, but it wasn't enough for us to go. We got like fifth place or fourth place or something
I
in
was
our brigade.
I was very aggravated that I never got the opportunity to go to the Sullivan Cup.
Yeah, it would have
But
been cool.
yeah, I mean, if I was to go back now with what I know now, I easily would have had the best tank in brigade. That's not even a question.
But you also need three others that also know what you know now.
Well, I could teach him because I've been teaching for like a year and fixing for like a year, and so I
Sure.
understand. I've gone elbow deep in the tank in fixing problems that you would be like, wait, you can actually fix that? Yeah. Magic fingers.
Sure. Right? Your future wife will love you.
Mmm.
Don't put that evil on you.
You can put that evil on me. Don't. I'm not Ricky Bobby.
But yeah, dude, the Abrams was like, once you got it down, it's intimidating at first coming in as a private. But by the time you're E4 or E5, you're gonna know that thing like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
Like everything just comes so simple.
What'd you
And
think of the crows?
the crows, stupid easy. But I also went to the crows class, where they broke everything down like to the T. Like they started getting to the technological side of it, and I was like, whoa, 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 we're just here to learn how to use it. But
Well, it was probably because of me, because I was asking him questions. Because I remember
that's
reading
right.
part
You
of
were
it.
at the class too, right?
Yeah, and I was asking a whole
Yeah.
bunch of questions, and they're going like, it's on a tank now." Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking hate it
Yeah.
because we had the commander's weapon station, that pintle. I love that thing because it's pull the pins out, slap the 50 in, and send it. Versus that, I fucking hate the crow. I still hate the crows to this day.
Well, I think it's because the army was moving towards how do we protect the soldier while staying like lethal. Um,
Being on the other side of it and fixing said crows, it is a fucking nightmare. I hate
that's
it.
true. I hated bore sighting all of the companies like crows all the time. They were like, "Hey, we need all the people who went to that crows class to teach everyone to bore sight." I was like, "Didn't we go to the class to learn how to train the trainer? Like, you guys should all know this. We've explained this to you, but it never worked that way."
Oh yeah, because you were a specialist at the time.
Yeah, the crows worked. It sucked tank hopping because some people would have like their
Shitty
crows all
boresight.
plugged in, or they'd have all the crows unplugged and they were all manual, or they didn't even bore sight them at all because they wanted manual, and it was just a nightmare. I like
Yeah.
the crows. I think it's cool when it works. I like it when it works.
Well, I got since I got a little TC time on it, I fucking hated it. I just
That's
shot
fair.
it manually,
I have like
but shot it manually, got 100 points. So yeah.
well, if you're missing with a 50 cal, you need to reevaluate your life.
Well, I mean, I shot the 50 cal like God intended, with your hands, not with that stupid little joystick.
I wanted to try to plug in an Xbox controller, but I didn't want to spend all the money on the hookups.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time there, sir.
It's been great
course.
getting to talk to you. It's been too long, in my opinion.
True. Just call me sometime. Life gets busy, so I understand.
We also got the time difference. That doesn't help because it's 9 o'clock here in the evening.
Yeah. Do you like live there, or do you like? How do I even put it? Like contract. You're there for like X amount of time, and then you come home for X amount of time. And you go back, or do you just permanently
Hold on,
reside
let's
there?
let's finish up the recorded portion of the interview first, then we can talk. Make sense?
Gotcha. Sounds good to me.
Well, Mr. Fulcrum, I appreciate your time. And whoever was in the audience,
Thank
I
you
know
for
people
having me.
came and went. I appreciate all the people being here and listening to two old friends having a good conversation about their time in the Army. Thanks for watching.